For over 100 years, Eureka has built themselves the reputation as one of the most premier brands in coffee equipment. Their ever-expanding, wide-ranging line of quality grinders is untouchable in today's market. Hi there, Brian here with Whole Latte Love, and I'm going to go over one of the latest grinders from Eureka, the Mignon Turbo. This premium-level espresso grinder takes what the Mignon series has come to be known for and turns up the speed. The Turbo utilizes Eureka's anti-clumping, anti-electrostaticity, or ACE system, their patented stepless micrometric regulation system, the anti-vibration silent technology, and high-speed maintenance. It also features a set of 65mm hardened steel flat burrs and on-demand grinding with an LCD touchscreen display. In this video, I'll cover the Turbo's features, settings and operation, grinding speed and grinding noise level tests, maintenance, and close out with my final thoughts on the grinder. The Eureka Mignon Turbo has a lot to be desired in an incredibly small footprint. So let's start by going over the dimensions. It sits 15 inches tall, 4.7 inches wide, 7.1 inches deep, and weighs a little under 16 pounds. For a grinder that takes up that little counter space, the fact that it has a pair of 65mm burrs installed puts it in a league of its own. The Eureka comes with a 300-gram hopper, which comes close to holding an entire 12-ounce bag of coffee. The stepless, micrometric adjustment knob provides the user with precision control of the grind size. The touchscreen display allows programming for 2 different grind times with 1/10 of a second increment accuracy, as well as an option for continuous grinding. The outlet chute is metal and works in tandem with the ACE system to further control static cling. The sturdy universal hands-free fork is rubberized and supports any size spouted portafilter with ease and can easily be removed if using a dosing cup. The frame and housing are aluminum and come in a variety of colors. The Mignon Turbo is what is referred to as an on-demand grinder. This means that operation is controlled by pressing the micro switch under the chute with your portafilter. On the touchscreen display, there are 2 programmable timed doses. These can be modified by selecting the dose, then using the plus and minus buttons to adjust the time the motor runs in 1/10 of a second increments. The highlighted dosing option is the one that will activate once the micro switch is engaged. To activate continuous dosing, simply press both dosing options simultaneously and the wheel icon will appear. For continuous dosing, press the micro switch once to start the motor and tap it again to turn it off once the desired dose has been output. Note that the timer counts up when using continuous dosing and keeps the final time on the display to help with repeatability. To return to time dosing, tap one of the dosing options. A good thing to remember when dialing in a grinder with time dosing is that if you adjust the grind size, your dose will also change. Making the grind finer will output less grounds, and coarsening the grind will produce more. Due to the 65mm hardened steel flat burrs and the 320-watt motor that spins them at 1650 RPM, the Mignon Turbo sits atop Eureka's Mignon line when it comes to grinding speed. To test the grinding speed, I set the time dose to 5 seconds, weighed the outputs, then averaged the results. When set for a grind size suitable for espresso, the grinder produces grounds at a rate of about 2.4 grams per second, which equates to an 18.5 gram dose being prepared in about 7.6 seconds. Grounds produced by the Turbo were not only produced quickly, but virtually clump-free as well. The Mignon Turbo, like many modern Eureka grinders, comes installed with their proprietary silent technology. By eliminating metal-to-metal vibration within the grinder, the overall noise generated by the grinder is greatly reduced. When testing the noise level from 1 foot away, the grinder hovered around 81 decibels. and is right about 15 to 20 decibels lower than a comparable grinder and will be much appreciated by your housemates and neighbors. Like many of the other grinders in Eureka's Mignon series, the Turbo features their signature high-speed maintenance. After the grinder is unplugged, simply remove the Eureka 1920 crest on the back of the grinder to expose the one and only screw that's needed to gain access to the internals of the grinder. The entire top plate and hopper assembly can be removed without losing your set grind size or even emptying the hopper. Just make sure you close the shutter and purge before lifting it off. Once inside, only 2 additional screws need to be removed from the stationary top burr to access the grinding chamber for routine cleaning and maintenance. Once finished, replace the top plate and hopper, tighten back up the rear screw, open the shutter, and you're back in business. In the box with the Mignon Turbo, you have the grinder, hopper and lid, and the hands-free fork. With its 65mm burrs, programmable time dosing, and hands-free operation, you would be hard-pressed to find a better, more efficient grinder that takes up so little counter space. Using this grinder reminded me of the commercial grinders I've used over the years working in coffee shops. It's fast, reliable, and just plain works. The grinder comes in a handful of colors, and you'll find a link to each one down in the description. If you have any questions about this grinder, use the comments and I'll get back with you. And if you want to stay on top of the latest and greatest in coffee, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Once again, I'm Brian. Thanks for watching, and check back soon for the best on everything coffee. Brought to you by Whole Latte Love.